But yeah, I'm getting a lot of comments. Can you make a video about how to stop these combos? How to defend yourself from these combos? Do you think you can make a video on counters as well and vanishing? People just saying, can you learn how to do counters? Can you teach how to do counters? Yes, Z counters is so broken online. Legit, it's so easy to time and just spam it as well. So how to Z counter / super counter, whatever that it's called now. You have a better chance at hitting a Z counter. Fast fighting characters like Berta is probably a great example. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Jiren, Ultra Instinct Goku, Vegeta, like all those fast type characters that fight insanely fast. Slow fighting characters, for example, like Master Roshi, Yajirobe, don't get me started with him. It's harder to hit Z counters on them. You know, they're slow fighting, it's hard to time. Okay, so Z counters is literally one of the hardest to in the game. It's very hard, but it's it's the best rewarding. It doesn't waste your ki, stuns your opponent as well. It's unexpected. Up and square at the same time. You can use the stick drift or you can use the D-pad. For me personally, I use the D-pad. So there you go. Characters that fight a lot, fight real fast, you have a better chance at hitting the Z counter with them. True meaning of Z counter is because you have to time it so well. So when they're charging up a big hit, once they release square or they release that hit, that's when you have to press Z counter. The timing is ridiculous, but it's called Z counter for a reason because how hard it is. That's when you have to press it. As soon as release that button, the fist leaves starts to hit you. It's just about to hit you. You press Z counter straight away. For online, it's different. It's probably easier to time, but offline, that's literally when you do it. You just got to time it really well. For me, I like to use it as they're fighting. There you go, because he's a fast type character. I don't know, they really got to fix it online because BT3, you couldn't really spam it that much. I'm not kidding, there's been times online where I just spam Z counter and it still works. Sonic Sway / Perception, what's called Perception. Sorry, to use Perception, circle and then triangle at the same time. Standard controller, I think it R1 and circle. Perception is very helpful in online or just in general. It cannot defend grabs or super attacks. Not blast attacks like super attacks, and it's also a counter to revenge counter. So I don't know how that works exactly. There's like this one guy I saw on YouTube and I watched his video about it, and if anything, go watch his video because he explains it pretty well, but I haven't done it before. So just before as they're gonna fight you, you can use it, and once they throw that first punch in, you do a counter and throw a heavy punch at them and it stuns them. Or as you're blocking, circle then triangle at the same time. Your character is using Perception, dodging all the attacks and knocks them away, and you have more time to breathe. Also it cannot defend Ki Blast, and that's what I do sometimes. I use Ki Blast to stun my opponent, take him off that Perception thing, but yeah. So I don't know what that is. Apparently it also takes up one skill count as well. Yeah, so as they're fighting it does that as well. So with the revenge counter, they've changed it in Sparking Zero, so you just double tap L1, but it doesn't work as you're getting attacked from behind. Like I said, only Z counter works. So that's how it works. If you use revenge counter, the only way it can get a revenge counter can get countered is if you press circle and then triangle at the same time. That way he blocks your revenge counter and he just knocks you away. I wouldn't recommend revenge counter. Like I said, it's for emergencies if you really need to get out of it. Defending from sparking mode, I haven't really found better methods to defend that. Trying to use Perception to knock them away. So as they're like spamming you square when they're using fucking sparking mode, just block more often, use Perception, that way you can knock them away and just try to waste their ki as much as possible. Like just as soon as I see them Dragon Dash to me, I hold circle straight away. Literally, that's all I do. Don't let them get hits, because once you get hit with square, trying to use Z counter and just spamming it and hoping for the best. There is other methods. So defending from combos, this is where you have to look at what characters have the best skill count options. I don't know what it's called. I'm just going to call it skill count options. For example, Cell has probably literally the best defensive skill counts because he has Explosive Wave and After Image. It helps you breathe for a bit. Basically, it's like revenge counter, but yeah, it's basically the same as revenge counter, except you don't throw a punch. It just blows them away and it gives you a lot of room to breathe. Use Explosive Wave when they're using sparking mode, or they're just comboing you from behind and you're eating the combos. Use Explosive Wave, therefore you can breathe. But I'd say use it when you can't Z counter or vanish. If your character has After Image, I'd say it's pretty important when playing online. It also works when they're using blast attacks and super attacks. Like super helpful to escape those scenarios. You don't have to time your vanish, but like I said, that takes 2 skill bars. So then you got After Image Strike. For example, characters like Videl, Goku GT, Super Vegeta, it doesn't After Image once, it After Images multiple times for like, I think it either does it 5 times or there's like a certain time limit. I don't know which one it is. So if your opponent keeps attacking you, literally you After Image all the time, and it allows you to keep attacking your opponent from behind. If you're playing online and your opponent actually knows what he's doing, like if he knows what after image strike is, so he's just gonna block half the time, and he's got to wait until your after image strike is done. So I'd say if you're using after image strike, put pressure on your opponent. How to vanish? Vanishing is just literally just press circle. Pressing circle, you got to press at the right time. I'd say vanishing is hard to time online, but it's basically as soon as you see them starting to hit you, you press circle straight away, and that way. Vanish is pretty easy and simple. If you can't use after image, that's when vanish comes in. You just got to try and time that blast or super attack. Also, there's also characters with wild sense as well. Wild sense is good. It knocks them away, and that way you can use a super or a blast attack, and you have a pretty good advantage. Wild sense, it can only happen when they're fighting you. If they use a super or blast attack, wild sense doesn't work. You can also block the revenge counter too, which I didn't know. So that's basically it in this video. Yeah, that's basically how to play defense. There's so much depth into playing defense. There's so much to explain. If anything, the best way is to learn your defense, and everything I explained in this video is you just gotta learn. You just gotta keep playing the game and just experiencing and trying to find out how to use your defense, because this game focuses on defense so much, and Z counter is so broken. But yeah, that's basically it in this video. See ya.